Hi guys. So today let's get deep dive into Google extension, how to prepare Google extension. It was long awaited video for all of you. So let's get cracking into how to develop a Google extension. So I have prepared the code. So let me walk through each and every line, how it has to be prepared, because Google extension, if you want to prepare it, you have to go through standard set of instructions in order to achieve that functionality. So I have already created an extension folder in my desktop. So let me open in my Sublime Text. So it needs to go under, each file needs to go under certain folder. So your folder can be with any name. I have prepared it with an name of extension. So you can see that in extension we have CSS, JavaScript files. This is the icon file of how the app icon would look like. Manifest.json file is just the property file where it indicates what all actions it has to map to a particular file. Meaning if you want to show a pop-up, then you have to point it to the page. Where is the page, where is the location of the page, what should be the default title of an app. So these all properties are defined in manifest.json, and popup.html is the HTML code that you write, which includes JavaScript. So in this file you cannot write inline JavaScript, you can only write external JavaScript. That is why you are seeing the script reference here, not any script inline JavaScript code, because if you do that it will not recognize and it will not execute the JavaScript code. This is how actually the Google extension works. So in CSS I have just defined what would be the style of my elements in HTML. So you can define any style, any CSS or CSS3 standard properties is supported here. So you can define any CSS properties. So icon.jpg is the file which comes, let me show you, which comes at the top of the so you can see here that this help icon is at the top. So this is what the icon.png file is. In manifest.json you have to provide the name, that is test app. So if you go into your settings, into an extension, this is how the test app name will come. And it is version 1.0, that is, it is the version 1 release. You can put after having changes done in future, then you can put as minor version or major version. Depending upon that, it will ask in the Chrome browser whether they want to upgrade it to the latest version, and then the version would be updated in each and every individual Google app. In manifest version, this is the standard version, you have to put 2. So no need to tweak around with this, just copy and paste. Description is the test, so here comes the descriptions. Browser action is the action or the event that sits on the Google extension. So meaning default icon is icon.png, that is why you are able to see this icon. uh, Default.popup is the popup.html file. So here is the popup.html file. Popup.html file means on clicking this icon, okay, then you are getting this as a pop-up. So this is what the popup.html file is, and the default title is web services test. So if you hover over this, you could see that web services test is the title. So this is what the title is. It should be hover title, but this is the naming convention you have to follow. And it should be a proper JSON format, otherwise it will not validate. Okay, so permissions here means that you, since in my JavaScript file, you could see that I am putting an Ajax request on this API endpoint. So this is this is calling HTTPS into some another domain. In order to access this domain, you need to provide some permissions, because you are calling from different domain, that is Chrome extension you are calling and clicking on this icon, and it has to fetch into some another site data. So that is why you need to have a proper permission. In this, in manifest.json file, this means that go to any domain and get the required permission and fetch the data for it. So since you could see that in my script file, in that main.json file, it starts with https. So that is why it starts with https, and then star means that any domain, any valid domain. So this is what the main property of manifest.json file is. Just save all this file, do the required changes. So this is what the script.js files look like. So this is the URL. So I am hitting $ajax. So method is get, and then on successful return of the result, then this function would be executed with the data returned from the server. Then with JavaScript, in the div result, you can see that in popup.html file I have div result. It will append all the result. So this is what the code looks like. I know that this is very restricted, but this is how and Google extension is recognized. So just have a look into that. I will post the source code there so that you can have a reference of it. So that's it for today's tutorial. If you have any query, just let me know. And thank you for all your support. Have a nice day. Bye everyone.